بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم الحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وآله الطيبين الطاهرين. I am very happy to be with you, and I pray that you had successful meetings yesterday and today, and I hope inshallah not only what you came to know or decide during the meeting, but also inshallah in the course of next few weeks, inshallah lots of barakah come from this recent meeting, and you would have inshallah clearer idea about what you should do. I thought of sharing with you some hadiths about the way we are supposed to make decisions. But before that, I would like to mention one quick point, and that is about the way this recent pandemic showed us that how much humanity, despite the pseudo strengths and confidence that we had, or some of us had, how much is vulnerable and how much is in need of all different kinds of support, especially moral and psychological support. Even the most advanced economical systems, health systems, social security systems, they were not only not able to handle this, but they were actually admitting that they are not able. And this is interesting, that the amount of difference between what they could offer and what was needed was so much that everyone had to be honest and say, we are not able to deal with this problem. So humanity is very much in need of support, and I think now hopefully everyone would better understand the role that religion can play and how much we need connection to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and how much a figure like Imam Hussain alayhi salam, who goes beyond all the borders and bring the best of humanity to display, can be inspiring in this age. So I think even if in the past there was a great need for who is Hussein activity, now the need is even greater, and you should be more determined to carry on. And actually I think when we get closer inshallah to the time of Imam, this need becomes more and more and very much urging. So I don't think we are going to have less need. We are going to have more and more need and more understanding of this need. Okay, one of the things that we need to observe is to reduce the chances of our mistakes, plus to make sure that we don't miss opportunities. I think every leadership should have these two as top priorities: not to miss opportunities, plus to reduce the chances of mistakes. If we can manage to do these two together properly, we can succeed. I say to reduce the chances of making mistakes because we can never stop making mistakes, and no one expects us not to make mistakes. We are not infallible. But the thing is that we should not make irrational, unwise mistakes. We should not make mistakes that we would be blaming ourselves and rational people would be blaming us. So, not to miss opportunities, one thing. Reduce the chances of making mistakes, especially mistakes which were avoidable. These are the things that I'm concerned about. Are two important things. For example, for who is Hussain, whether locally, nationally, internationally, we must make sure that if there is something good that we can do or something that we can utilize, we don't miss the opportunity. And this needs to be very much looking around 360 degrees to look for opportunities, nice people who can help, I don't know, resources, platforms, ideas, different ways of connecting to people. So this is one thing. Another thing is we don't want to make mistakes and then waste our time, our energy. And one kind of mistake also is, and this is particularly I want to mention today, is to lose your initial plans and ideas. You have to be very careful not to be sidetracked. When sometimes, temptations are there, something looks very nice, we have to be very careful, because even something which is good and necessary, but it is not our priority, can cause problem. And many organizations start with good ideas, but then they are taken away and carried away by other good things sometimes. And the initial concern remains unattended. So if we want to have these two together, not missing opportunities and reducing our mistakes, we need to have a process in plan. A process, like a brain for the organization. But if brain of body is in head, bread of a true Islamic organization is not centralized. The brain is spread all over the organization, although there can be a central part of the brain. But it's not that we have just few people as brain, the rest are just listening. No, the brain has to be spread all over the body, but a central part of it can be somewhere which has more experience, which has more access, and maybe more kind of knowledge, but the brain has to be spread all over. So how we do that Islamically? Today I chose few hadiths about how we can have correct or at least reliable opinions. It's not that every opinion is really reliable. It's not that every opinion is worth pursuing. It's not that every opinion would be giving us enough hujjah on the day of judgment to say to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that this was our opinion and based on that we acted and carried out our responsibilities. No. Ra'ya has to be reliable. So in our hadith what we have is the concept of ra'ya, means for opinion, and then few things attached to it. One is sawab with sad. Sawabur Rai, Isabatur Rai means that your opinion is hitting the truth or hitting your maslahah at least. Sometimes for Rai we have sadad or tasdid, means the opinion should be not only in compliance with the truth, but also should be firm. Because sometimes I hit the truth, but I am not firm, and pressures or negligence or forgetfulness can take me away from my own initial and original opinion, which was with the truth. So sadadul rai is also very important. I want to talk about sawabul rai today. How can we have a sound opinion, reliable opinion, the opinion which is the closest to the truth, if not 100% reflecting the truth? Amirul Mu'minin alayhi salam said, من استقبل وجوه الآراء عرف مواقع الخطأ. This hadith is in Nahjul Balagh, why saying 173. Whoever welcomes different kinds of opinions, he would understand the occasions of making errors. So for example, if I listen only to one person or two persons, there is great chance that my decision can be one-sided. But if I have a system that all the people that have something to share can express their view and opinion, and I really take them into account. Not that I accept them. Sometimes it's impossible to accept all the opinions, and sometimes maybe there are 5, 6 opinions and all of them are not acceptable. But what is important, you should have استقبال for وجوه الآراء, means you should welcome with openness. You should welcome different opinions in the organization or in personal life, community life. I should not feel that I know enough, or I, with few people, we know enough. No. We should make it possible, and actually we should plan for it. We should welcome it. That different, even sometimes maybe conflicting opinions come, and in this way we can make sure that nothing is left out, and then we can focus on them. In this way we can understand we are not missing opportunities, but also we are not making mistakes as much as possible. In another hadith, Amirul Mu'minin alayhi salam said this in Ghurarul Hakam, من جهل وجوه الآراء أعيته الحيل. If someone doesn't know different opinions about a subject, then it would be very difficult to find solutions. To find solutions, we need to have a comprehensive evaluation and examination of the case. So maybe one opinion which didn't meet our expectation, but still it is good for finding a solution later in the process. So we should welcome different opinions. Then the next hadith is Amirul Mu'minin alayhi salam saying in Nahjul Balagh, why saying 343, الناس منقوصون مدخولون إلا من عصم الله. People in general have difficulty in making proper decisions, and they face incomplete processes of decision making, or they are not able to deliver what they have understood, except the people that Allah saves them. Asam Allah. Allah gives them a kind of protection. And in particular, Imam alayhi salam mentions few things. One is سائلهم متعنت. One problem is with the people who ask questions. Those who ask questions among them, they ask questions not for the sake of understanding or clarification. Sometimes they ask questions for the sake of annoying and hurting other people, or hurting the leadership, or hurting the scholars, or hurting whoever is in charge. A question can be like an arrow to hit the enemy, which is jahl, which is ignorance or confusion. And if this arrow, instead of being thrown towards the enemy, which is ignorance and confusion, is just wasted, or is thrown at our own people and creates confusion, creates unease and discomfort, then we are going to be responsible for that. So asking questions is very important, how we ask questions. Number 2, ومجيبهم متكلف. And those who answer are not qualified for giving answers. They do takalluf to give answers, means they fabricate answers, or a struggle to come up with an answer, but this is not the right answer. The right answer is coming naturally. If there is a qualified person who can give answer, either says this is the answer, or doesn't give the answer, says I need to wait, I need to think, I need to ask. It's natural. But those who fabricate answers, they always have the answer. It's like, a tree that sometimes has fruits, sometimes doesn't have fruits. But a grocery may always in 4 seasons have the fruits, because these are not natural. So with the answers, it's more difficult, more delicate, because still a fruit coming from another place might be good. But if answers are not coming from original places, they may not suit us. It's like a medicine. So سائلهم متعنت ومجيبهم متكلف يكاد أفضلهم رأيا يرده عن فضل رأيه الرضا والسخط. This is very important. Sometimes among people, there are people who have the best opinion among them. أفضلهم رأيا, the best of them in opinion, but sometimes would not share his opinion. Why? Because he is too pleased with someone or some people or something, or too displeased. So instead of sharing his honest opinion, he would just keep silent or says something else, because that gives him pleasure, or the opposite side makes him uncomfortable. This is where honesty and selflessness become very important in organization, in making decision. And I would like to end with this beautiful dua from Imam Zainul Abidin alayhi salam, which is not in Sahifiyya Sajjadiyya, but in one of the munajats of Imam Zainul Abidin alayhi salam. And I think this is worth really writing down and reflecting. وأعوذ بك من دعاء محجوب. O Allah, I seek refuge with you from a dua which is not unanswered. It is blocked. Dua cannot be unanswered. If there is true dua, it will be receiving some answer, either now or later, or something better in the hereafter. Man u'tiya dua u'tiya al-ijab. But dua can be blocked. In Dua Kumel we say الذنوب التي تحبس الدعاء. اللهم اغفر لي الذنوب التي تحبس الدعاء. Dua in محجوب means dua which is stopped, which is blocked. There is a barrier between this dua and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala would not ascend. Number 2, ورجاء مكذوب, a hope which didn't materialize, a hope which was not realistic. We need to be hopeful and we need to be ambitious, but we have to be still realistic. Number 3, وحياء مسلوب. Maslub with sin means haya, which is taken away. Haya is very, very important, especially in an Islamic organization. Haya with respect to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, haya with respect to Imam al-Zaman, haya with respect to Imam Hussain, haya with respect to Maraja, with respect to elderly people, haya between opposite genders, all different haya between old people and young people. All different types of haya must be preserved. Haya and maslub. واحتجاج مغلوب. I also seek refuge with respect to a kind of argumentation which is defeated. We are not able to prove to those who deny us our truth or the truth that which is dear to us. We are not able to be good defenders of the case and the cause. ورأيا غير مصيب. And also I seek refuge with respect to opinion which is not musib, doesn't reach the truth and maslahah. So these are 5 challenges, among other challenges, 5 major challenges. Dua which is mahjub, because we are not pious, na'uzu billah. Raja'in makdhub, because we are not realistic. Haya'in maslub, because we are not operating on the ground of Islamic values. Wahtijajan maghlub, because we are not trained with good knowledge and skills to be good voices for the truth. Wara'yan ghayr musib, we don't have good opinions because we have not put systems of consultation and systems of collecting opinion and then honestly and selflessly examine them so that we can make reliable opinions. May Allah inshallah be very much with you and support you and help you, and inshallah lots of good would come through your activities. And I hope inshallah you can be also a good example of an Islamic organization, so that can inspire inshallah, with humility of course, but would inspire inshallah other organizations. May Allah inshallah be always with you.
Could I ask everyone to please unmute their microphones so that we can recite aloud salawat as a thank you to Sheikh Shomali.
Thank you.
Sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
Allahumma salli ala
Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Thank you so much. I think you'll see, I don't know if you can see the Zoom comment box, how many people are messaging to say thank you. In an organization, any organization, if you have a position of leadership, any responsibility, if you're not guided by the right principles, leadership can be death by 1,000 decisions. But I think if we all take heed of the lessons that you've shared with us, Sheikhna, about having the humility to take into account people's perspectives, to seek Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's guidance and support in all things, and with a refuge, and take into account all the advices you've given us, then inshallah we can serve correctly, and that burden on our shoulders will be a light one to bear. Thank you so much, Sheikh.
Thank you. May Allah inshallah bless you and keep you inshallah safe.
Ameen.